I am the back-end handyman. I fix things as cheap as I can, which is often all by myself. I am not a professional. May not be done the right way, but it's done my way. I assume no responsibility if you attempt the same thing and damage anything. Okay guys, one of the things that I wanted to do with this living room was close up the hole that they made over there. That was their attic entry. And I mean, more or less what it was just a couple pieces of grate, like it was a AC return or something. And there was a piece of wood up there. It wasn't even nailed down or nothing. It was just a hole with them grate pieces, as you've probably seen in one of my other videos. And well, at first I was just gonna cover it up, but my wife, she's like, hey, you know, you're gonna still have to get up there, and why don't you put up an attic ladder? So here I am making a video of how to put up an attic ladder. Now, one of the main reasons I didn't want to do an attic ladder is because of losing the hot and cold air in the summer and winter time. So this one is supposed to have an insulated door that comes down, and I didn't really want a string hanging down from the ceiling, so I'm gonna try to figure out something to do on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this out, and we're gonna get this put in. I gotta say, first impression, not too wild, man. I open the end and boom, the lag bolts are just laying in there. They could have fell out the freaking handle holes or whatever. I mean, that's not the coolest thing. This is the attic ladder that I chose. When I came to Amazon, I looked through them all for quite a while. You seen this one's $330. I get it. I got it when it was on discount, of course, because I'm cheap. Laying in there. But it gives you the dimensions and everything, and it'll fit between my rafters. And then when you come down here to the pictures and you get to looking at it, it shows this insulation right there. But unfortunately, the pictures lie. The actual description doesn't say anything about it being insulated. But since I like the price, which was the $300, and you know, some insulated doors can run up to $800 to shit, I've seen a couple that were even $2,000. It's ridiculous. Now, something else you got to measure when you do these attic ladders is your floor to ceiling height. That way, you can get one to make sure it'll reach all the way down to the ground when you open it up. Or make sure that we'll be able to reach to the ground, because some are a lot longer. Alright guys, now the bolts laying around in the box, that's because they came out of this. You can see it's just a little damage there. So I'm not going to hold that against them. But, you know, I thought it was insulated because the pictures on the damn Amazon. So this is not an insulated ladder. I guess my main thing would be to make it as sealed as possible, I guess is what we're gonna do. We'll just see how it turns out. Something else about this, when I got it open, this is kind of like kicked out a little bit. So I don't really like that, how that's kicked out. But I'm sure that whenever we go bolting it into the trusses, it will be fine. Okay guys, next thing you do after getting your ladder, make sure you have a square hole. Right here, I am coming over an inch into the 2x4 on each truss. I haven't put the ones that go like this in yet. All I've done is cut it open and put these two things where they go. Now, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put the ladder up there and set it on these two boards that are screwed into the truss. And then I'll go up in the attic through that way, and I'll drill lag bolts and all that. So let me go ahead and get the ladder up in there. Hinge at that side. Guess I'm gonna have to go up above. It's still about 50 pounds. So you might wanna help if you're a girly man. Okay guys, I got it up in there. On the board that goes across that way, I got lag bolts going in that way and that way on both ends. I came down and I took the little braces off so it would go ahead and drop. And now I realized that I was supposed to cut the legs before I put it up there. It would have been easier because reading in the instructions, you got this little chart right here. Well, not that one. This one. This one here says what height the ceiling is. Okay, 8 to 8.5, which, I mean, we're gonna make a cut on C, which when you turn the page, C is right up here. You see there's C, B, A, and they want you to cut on C and D. What you can do is put this on here. Let's go ahead and go down below it. See, now I got a mark on there. This one I'll mark right there. And now I got marks going around them. I gotta cut those off. Like I said, it would have been easier if I would have done this while I was on the ground. So I got me my little grinder and got me a cutoff wheel. And you gotta be very careful with those because you split them or something, they can fly apart and cut you up pretty good. So you cut this off, the main part here. And then I also had to cut off another chunk of this so it would fit good. And then, you know, when I first did it, this right here, I put the bolts in the ends coming in this way to go on that longboard. And then after I got it up here, I lowered the ladder and put these other ones in. And I mean, I was pretty much right up against it anyway. And here, put those two bolts in there. I put those end boards, these two end boards in after it was in. So I got a tight fit on that. Now I'm gonna go through and clean this up, put down my insulation, fix a little bit of drywall that's over there. And then I'm gonna put my wood up here so I have someone to stand and not step through my ceiling. But now I can get the wood up here and down there to where I can cut it the right sizes without there being any issues. Okay, obviously we got 3/4 of an inch gap back here, which I'm gonna have to trim it. I wasn't wanting to put trim around it. I was wanting it to look just like flush, like it's part of the ceiling. But after learning I can't insulate it or anything, I'm just gonna make it to where, you know, you can't tell that it's like that. And you have to have a gap back there for the plywood to pinch up on when it comes down. So I'd redo that. And also you have to cut down here. I cut off a good section of the ladder, which is that over there. You can see a couple pieces of the actual, I had to cut that part and this part. So there's that. And then to move on up here, I got my lag screws in all the way around. A couple of there, there's some there. And go all the way around. As you can see here, I have like a little boardwalk to where I can go and work up here in the attic. I have a place I can do storage place now. I also have the rib here, which is leveling out the ceiling. You'll see a video on me leveling the ceiling out. But I still have to fix my insulation and stuff. I imagine I'm gonna have to go over there in that corner some more because I'm gonna feed an exhaust fan from the stove out of the house over here. There's a little vent hole over there. But this is up here. And if you notice right here, I put 2x4s over here beside this. So on both sides, see there's one there too. This is the truss and then there's a 2x4 there. And the reason for those 2x4s is because the plywood comes over an inch. So there's a 1/2 inch of this wood here. Now you want to screw this in to where it stays up against it, but see how I'm over beside it? That's actually so I can screw the sheetrock up and have the plywood come over further to where it seals it up a little bit better. And it's a pretty good sturdy ladder. Just upset the picture showed insulation. That wasn't what I actually bought. So I ended up without the insulation. And there's gonna be like a 1/2 inch gap at the back of it whenever it's all said and done. So, but this is the attic ladder in, how it sits now. And it's not bad. Good sturdy. It's better than the wood. And I recessed the handle in. Remember me saying that it was gonna have to go in? Well, this handle goes through the 1/2 inch plywood and through that to where it sticks through just a little bit right here. That way, when it's up in the ceiling, we can put that handle up and there ain't gonna be nothing hanging down. But I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this wall. Just follow me for more outcomes. I'm not gonna frame this right now. I'm gonna wait until the ceiling's done before I figure out how I'm gonna fix this big gap and all that. But that's it for now. Just wanna let you see the attic ladder and how I ended up getting it in there. Kind of a pain in the butt and wasn't what I expected, but it'll work. Like and subscribe. I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate the viewers, and I'm getting more subscribers. It might make it to where when I'm done with this living room, I might actually be paid by YouTube to make these videos, and then I can do other videos like putting stuff together, more examples, things like that. My wife bought that. I can make a video on how to put that together. And I'm flattening the walls. I'm gonna paint it all. As you remember, I finished the door over there, and then that part, the ceiling is going to take a lot. I'm going to have a demonstration video on wall sander, but for now, that's it.
Thanks for watching. If you would like to help support the channel, check out the links in the description. They are my recommended items, as well as some of the things in the video. If you purchase through the provided links, a small portion of that goes back to me. Like, subscribe, and share.